In the heart of Vienna, Austria, there is a train station that never shuts down. And right outside the station sits an abandoned train that has never moved for more than 60 years. Today we'll be exploring all of the secrets behind the abandoned train in Vienna. And by 1927, it had expanded to 41 kilometers or 25 miles with 35 stations. In 1931, a new depot was built at the end of one of the lines. This depot would house the trains that ran above ground between the two tunnels. The depot was state-of-the-art for its time and featured a turntable, repair workshops, and storage tracks. It has sat here for over 60 years and no one has ever touched it. It was originally built in 1929 and designed by Siemens. It was the longest train in the entire fleet, and it could carry almost 1,000 passengers. For many years, the train ran smoothly. It transported thousands of passengers every single day. But then in 1967, the route was changed and the train had to travel longer distances. There are signs posted everywhere warning people not to go near the train. And if you ask locals, they'll tell you that it's haunted. For years, they've been trying to decide what to do with it. Maybe someday it will be restored and run smoothly once again. Or maybe it will continue to rust away and be forgotten. Time will only tell. They considered turning it into a museum or maybe an art gallery. We love reading your stories. Workers regularly inspect the brakes and other components to make sure everything is in working order. You can take a picture and pretend like you're the conductor. This railway line runs for over 9,000 kilometers across Russia. It's the longest railway line in the world. Just be careful because it's really rusty and you might fall. Thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have lots of amazing content coming up. We love you all so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. This is important because the train is still technically owned by the city. So they don't want anything to happen to it. But these plans fell through. Currently, the train is just sitting here being a huge tourist attraction for the city. They say that the ghost of the last driver still haunts the tracks. Some say they've even seen him standing at the front of the train waving his hat. This put extra strain on the engines and other components, and soon it broke down frequently. Perhaps the scariest part of the train is the emergency exit. If you look closely, you can see a small opening in the side of the car. Did you know that the world's fastest train travels at over 600 kilometers per hour? It takes about 3 days to complete the journey, and passengers can expect to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a ticket. This is the Shanghai Maglev, which is a magnetically levitating train. It takes passengers from the airport to the city center in just 8 minutes. This was used to evacuate the train in case of an emergency. But it's hard to imagine how anyone could escape through this small hole. To make matters worse, the stairs leading to the exit are broken and creaking. It looks like something straight out of a horror movie. By 1978, the trains were completely worn out and they needed to be replaced. So the company retired it and stored it away. It was one of 10 trains that were ordered by the Austrian Federal Railways. Here it sat for nearly 3 decades until the whole place was set to be demolished. But luckily, the demolition never happened and the train remained sitting here. Each train consisted of 4 cars and was powered by a pantograph. Back in the day, these trains were state-of-the-art. They were fast, sleek, and comfortable. People loved riding them around Vienna. So why was the train left here and why hasn't it moved? But most importantly, it contained 6 massive tracks where trains could be parked. These tracks were each equipped with their own engine driver's cab and an emergency exit. But despite its rough exterior, it still looks majestic. Many people pass by every single day and wonder why it is still here or what it is like inside. This made it easy to move the trains from one track to another. They also had overhead power lines to keep the batteries charged. But before we jump into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And with that, let's get into the history of this place. By 1984, the entire complex was slated for demolition. Their plan was to build a large open-air mall around. The old railway tracks. This would have been a unique shopping experience for Viennese people. But the project was met with resistance from local residents who worried about noise pollution. This led to several delays, and eventually the project was scrapped altogether. But just before the wrecking ball could come crashing down, the city decided to save the depot as a historical monument. This was approved and construction began. But this plan also caused controversy. Many people felt like this was a waste of such a prime piece of land, and they wanted to see more development. Today, visitors can tour the old facility and learn about its history. Why did it stop here? What's so special about this place? Welcome to our channel. The Vienna Underground Railway opened in 1898. This was the first underground railway line in Europe. But in 1978, the train stopped running above ground and the depot was abandoned. Then in 2004, a group of investors saw the potential of this site and began planning to turn it into a shopping mall. Then in 2015, a new developer came along with plans to turn the site into a bus depot. But amidst all of these proposals, there was one thing that remained constant: the abandoned train. Well, the story of this train began long before it arrived here. The train got its nickname, the Giant, because of its size. This is when the train arrived at the storage tracks inside the depot. Over the years, the train has become covered in graffiti and it's slowly rusting away. Unfortunately, the interior of the train is not open to the public. Now, there's no evidence to support this claim, but it makes for a fun story. As we mentioned earlier, the train is owned by the city of Vienna. They don't know what the future holds for this train. While it may seem abandoned, the train is actually well maintained. If you ever visit Vienna, be sure to check out this abandoned train. What's your favorite memory on a train? Have you ever seen an abandoned train like this before? Let us know in the comments below. With that, let's move on to some interesting facts about trains. Another amazing train is the Orient Express. This luxury train travels from London to Istanbul. And finally, let's talk about the Trans-Siberian Railway. Which of these trains would you love to ride the most? Let us know in the comments below. And with that, today's video has come to an end.